Hello everyone! Today I am taking a few minutes for this important mission to introduce you to this fantastic project, Testcontainers. So, why I am so excited about Testcontainers? The answer is so simple. Testcontainers is a framework that makes testing the dependencies of your backend application really easy. And the most important part of Testcontainers is that everything is coded in your favorite programming language. If you want to use Go, if you want to use Rust or Clojure, Testcontainer is there for you. And of course, as the name suggests, all the dependencies are simple container. Containers are easy to transport. Containers are easy to distribute, immutable, and in fact, containers are easy to deploy. So today, I'm going to show you how to use Testcontainers models. And the cherry in the cake, I will quickly show you how to create your own Testcontainers model. So let's go. And a big question is, what's a Testcontainers model? So let's start with a simple Testcontainers models, Redis. Redis is the world's fastest in-memory database, redis.io. About models, there are over 15 of them already created for you. To find a model, go to the model section on the website, so just here, and then select its language. Go, for example, then search for the model, just here, or type just into the search bar, Redis. As you can see, the Redis model is available in several languages. For example, Java, Go, .NET, Node.js. Okay, great. Okay, let's go back to our code for the first time. It's time. So, as you can see, I just close my terminal. As you can see, I've got a little application that lets you count the number of visitors to a web page. And for that, okay, I have a HTTP server. HTTP server here. I have a root handler with my business logic to increment the counter and just get the current number and just print it. Okay. If we want to test that, okay, it's so really easy because you can run a Docker container or just use Docker Compose. So let's go, Marty McFly, back to the 90s with a simple counter application. So normally this application connects to my production Redis instance, but I need to test the function that increment the counter. Well, it's precisely at this moment that I can use the Testcontainers model. And just for fun and to play with it, okay, you open a terminal here, okay, and we go to the simple model just here. And after that, we just run a Redis in background. And after that, let's go for go run main.go. Okay, not precisely important to build the application. And after that, okay, let's go for curl the HTTP 333. Okay, we have a counter. Great. You have a sound like tada. And if you cut the application, okay, I stop the application and run the application. When you play with it, let's go, you have the counter because you use a Docker container to play with application. Sorry. Okay, so good. But, it's not reliable to use Docker. So we keep, for example, Redis in background. And now we discover the test. So let's go to see how to use. Okay, I just reduce my terminal. Let's go to see how to use the Redis model. Okay, to use the Redis container. As you can see, it's really, really easy. Just one line. It's really good. So you can use the Redis model. Redis model is here inside Testcontainers Go package, inside the model and with the Redis package, and you can run the container just like that. So it's not necessary to precise the image, but it's just an option. After that, we just get the endpoint of my Redis server to create a new client, okay? And finally, we can use the increment function. You remember the increment function here to test my Redis. So, okay, this example is so trivial, no problem with that. Just a tip. I use the set to set the counter to a value and to increment to use a 20, for example, as other value. And let's go to execute this test. Oh, magic. Okay, so it's possible that I have a little bit of cache about this test, but as you can see, okay, we have here the port of Testcontainers, okay, and finally we have here just the port of my test. So okay. And in this example, if you want, for example, if I can now change Redis for MongoDB, for example, the Testcontainers models exist, so it's really good. Okay, it was the very first example, so let's go for most advanced example. Okay, I just keep the first example here. Sorry, just here. Keep my Go run inside my first example. Okay, close. Okay, just keep this terminal. I will explain what I want to keep this part of my simple model. In my advanced other model, I want to show you just here the main function. Exactly and precisely the same case as the first, but in this case we use an HTTP call to increment my counter. For example, the advance is the second microservice to use the first simple microservice. Okay, why I use this example for you today is just because I want to demonstrate another amazing project, and its name is Microx. Microx is awesome. Microx is here, just here in the test. So I will explain. I have an HTTP server here with a root handler here, and I use the increment here. So just in this case, I print number of visitor with just the number or the error because you call another server. In this demonstration, as you can see, I call the previous. So if I test this second advanced model, I can curl it with 4444. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just go run the main. Let's go. And finally, I change directory for this and I can curl here. And as you can see, we use the previous model as a microservice. Okay, so it's a big problem because if you have, for example, 20 microservices, it's really difficult to run all around the world. So in my example, I will use the amazing amazing Microx model just here. The idea of Microx is to create, to put in place a contract testing between your microservices and to keep up to date with using, for example, Open API. So, in my test data here, I have the description of my API. So it's not a trivial description because in this example counter API, I have a root path and I have a simple counter here. But the magic here is that I use like a script to generate the increment. Okay, so it's like a mock, and this URL, for example, is the same as Microx. So, for example, my test, I use the Microx container here. Okay, I use the this good package Testify to ensure that I don't have any error here. And finally, I import as a main artifact. So I let you discover Microx about that to define my finally my API. So in fact, my mock about API. And I get the endpoint of Microx. And I will use the REST-mock endpoint to have the ability to play with the mock. Okay, and finally I use increment with this mock a first time and a second time to be sure that my increment function has really great. So let's go, and if I run the test, as you can see, it's okay. It's okay. So really good to demonstrate the ability to use this amazing project. Okay, so Julien, 2 amazing projects in one video. Yeah, because in the day-to-day of software engineering, you have to use the precious software, the precious tools, and I think that Testcontainers and Microx are 2 of best in my set. Okay, so really easy to use, as you can see. So now let's go to create our own test container. Okay. And the first question is how to create my own test containers models. What's next? Now, it's time to create your own container. Okay, since for me it's late and I have a little imagination, we're going to create an Nginx model. Okay, so let's go. And to create a model, it's very, very simple. Okay, let's go. To create a model, you just declare a package, a Go package with a primary function like a run container. Okay, it's more like a convention. It's more like a convention. Here you are, you're running. Always the context is used to create your container, and some customizers, so some options about. So in this example, we have a first container request. Okay. After that, we use image property, and we can declare exposed ports property, and you have a lot of option to say to test container, okay, the container is ready, the container is start. So after that, you create a generic request, and here you can use started with value to true to say, okay, start now. Because if you want to prepare, for example, you can create a run container without the started true. But if your models users use it without started, the model is not started. So easy. After that, you can create a generic container. And as you can see, it's really easy inside test containers to use the generic containers. You know, it's not precisely important to you don't need, in fact, to create all containers. You can use just a vanilla test containers with generic containers. In this example, I use the example of the official website of test containers to retrieve the host and to get the map port. In our case, it's this port here, and to put the URI inside the struct here. Easy to use for the rest of the of this demonstration. So here, for example, you can create some options, and in my case, I use with index with a host file index to replace the default index of Nginx. Okay, and test containers is very cool, in fact, because you have all the set about you need. For example, if you want to put files inside the containers, if you want to map some ports, etc., etc. So, okay, we have our first model. Okay, in your imagination, you can use this model with this full path. For example, go get blah 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 model Nginx. Okay, but in our case, we use a test file to demonstrate how to use this. And let's go to see our test. This test is a test run container, okay, basic, and we just run the function run container, sorry, with a specific index. And my index is really good because you have inside just Conf42. Okay, I'm sorry, I closed the test. We check that we don't have no error. We check also the cleanup of the container, and finally we fetch the value of Nginx to be sure that it's equal to Conf42. So okay, I just put this comment here. The value Conf42 comes from test data index.html, and I use a tiny function fetch to get the Nginx server. Okay, let's go to run the tests. Okay, so if you want to practice like BDD or other thing like that, my first error was here. As you can see, it's okay. We have a bad test. Okay, I just put to the initial value. Okay, so like we said, et voila, now you know how to use test container very quickly. If you'd like more information about test containers, please don't hesitate to get in touch with the community. They're really nice. I'd also like to thank them for this lovely t-shirt and in fact this amazing technology, because I think that in the software engineering this is precisely a tool, a missing tool, but now it's good to have test containers. And one more serious note, don't hesitate to simply test your Go applications. It's really important and very easy. And now you can use a bunch of tools about AI. So see you next time for a new adventure. I'm really happy to have you today. Ciao.